Hey guys, it's me, Dr. Nicole Bonner with Healing Hands of Manahawkin, and welcome back. What is the most important organ in your body? You guessed it. It's your brain. That's right. So here's the deal. To ensure that people can do what they want to do, when they want to do it, and that they can live a longer and healthier life, it is essential to be made aware of contributing factors to brain health and how these things can affect someone's capacity to express their highest level of health. Notice I just didn't say thoughts or feelings, I said health. Yes, even physical health. We can't first look at the management of a condition once it surfaces. Instead, we must look at the genetics of the human being and understand the impact of life events starting all the way back from the birthing process. So there are three major life events that can contribute to declining health that starts in the brain. The first is birth traumas. The second are brainstem injuries that happen throughout the course of the person's lifetime through impact. And the third thing we need to discuss is how chiropractic care can affect the trajectory of brain health for a lifetime. Here's the deal. Over the last 2 decades, the last 20 years, chronic illness has risen at an alarming rate. In kids alone, we have seen ADHD skyrocket. Anxiety, depression, and overall mental illness in children have risen at staggering rates, and the autism rates are off the charts. The presence of ADHD and behavior problems in kids is currently at 10 to 15%. 10 to 15%. What does that mean? That means out of 10 children, 1.5 of them are diagnosed with ADHD and behavior problems. That's a lot. Anxiety is at an all-time high of almost 12% of children. Depression is at 8.5. Overall mental illness is now affecting 1 in 6 children. And catch this, this is important, guys. Autism has increased by 241% since the turn of the century. What the heck is happening? What's happening? All of these are brain issues, okay? So even in adults, we see problems that are happening with the brain. We see more strokes than ever before. We see more migraines than ever before. Dementia is on a rise. Meningitis is on a rise, and epilepsy as well. Parkinson's disease is the fastest growing neurological disorder right now. So in kids, we're seeing the fastest neurological disorder that's growing is autism, and in adults, it's Parkinson's disease. So what the heck is happening? Well, some people are just saying, well, it's just genetics, or they're saying it's just because of my age, but we know better. Hey, listen, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago, people aged exactly like we do today. We still age, right? Every year we still gain an age. So what's different? Why is autism up to 1 out of 44 children? All right, when we were kids, it was I don't even know the exact stat on this, but it had to be like 1 in 1,000. When we were kids, we never even heard the word autism. So where do these brain injuries come from? Well, we're going to split this up, but the first thing I want to talk to you about is I want to talk about how the birthing process, especially here in the United States, can cause neurological damage. Okay, so no one really talks about the neurological trauma that babies endure when they're born, right? Why? Because we see it as such a normal, natural process. And yes, it is a normal, natural process. However, here in the US, we birth differently than other areas around the world. We actually birth our babies against gravity. Have you ever thought about that? In many places of the world, women actually birth their babies with gravity. Here in the US, the baby is actually pulled by the neck and the head. It could be up to 120 pounds of pulling pressure on a baby's delicate neck and head to get them out of the mother's womb, especially when going up gravity, right? So we've been taught, when we see health conditions come up, we've been taught to blame it on the genetics, blame it on toxins, blame it on poor foods and diet. But the reality is that birth is traumatic for both the baby and this first begins with maternal and prenatal stress during pregnancy, including physical stress and a fear of anything going wrong during the process. And then when you add things that include induced labors now, unnecessary C-sections, still forceps and vacuum and manual assistance to get the baby out, how about the contractions of the uterus that helps the baby into the birthing canal for delivery? Those contractions are strong enough for mama to be unable to walk or talk. Imagine the force being applied to that baby during this time. So what do? Well, now what we know that we didn't know before is that all of this stress during the pregnancy and the labor and delivery can cause a condition of a baby's spine that we call subluxation. You guys hear this word a lot in our office. It's a condition of the spine where the normal alignment of the spine is shifted out of alignment. When the bones go out of alignment, it causes stress to the delicate parts of the nervous system. And when a nerve is under stress, the nerve transmission is altered. What does that mean? That means that if we have a subluxation here in the upper part of the neck, which is what most babies get when they're through the birthing process or the delivery process, what that means is that alters the messages between the brain and the rest of the body. And these altered messages make the person not be able to express the greatest optimum potential for health and wellness as they get older. And that leads to dysfunction in the systems of the body. It leads to weakness in the immune system. And it certainly leads to weakness in the overall body. That's how important your brain is. So I'm going to leave you on that. I know I gave you a lot of information. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them in the comment box. We love to hear from you guys. Show us your love, and hopefully this video blesses you with a tremendous amount of value.